Hello everyone, welcome to Radio Nyra with your host Vani Vicharapu. Today we have a very special guest, National Award winner Shreya Ghoshal, a true music icon, melody queen, enchants with her versatile voice. She is known for singing in many languages, styles and genres, touching hearts everywhere. Shreya's singing is like a pure magic, leaving a lasting impact on the music lovers. Shreya Ji, Radio Nyra welcomes you to Raleigh.
Haha, thank you so much. Namaskar. How are you all?
Doing well. Great to
Awesome.
listen to your voice and honored to be talking to you today. Raleigh Durham audience and the people from different places are looking forward for tomorrow's show with a lot of excitement.
Oh, I'm equally excited, probably more, because it's been a very long time since I last came to Raleigh. And maybe, North Carolina, I guess. It's just amazing to be back here. And we are starting our tour with Raleigh, so we're very excited.
Great. And before we start, I wish you all the very best on the tour.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you, Shreya Ji. So some of the few questions that I would like to ask for on behalf of our listeners, like your ability to sing in multiple languages and genres is very impressive, truly impressive. How could you approach the challenge of delivering songs with so much of authenticity in language you may not be fluent in?
I think I don't know how it started and how it happened, because I started singing in all languages quite early in my career. I mean, probably even before I started my Hindi career, I started singing in regional languages. So I have just a love for the beautiful languages that our country has, and just the sound and each and every language has its own essence and depth and meaning, and just the sound of it is so sweet. So I think I've always had a lot of love for bhasha, like different languages. Something about the sonic variety that our country has. And with each and every region, because of the languages varying so much, the sound of the music also changes, and the cultural history of each and every state, I think, influences the way the music is made. So I feel very honored and I feel very privileged that I'm born in a country like India, which has that much of, diversity, and yet we are all together in its celebration for music and films, and the excitement for all the kind of artistic expressions that we get to do, especially as a singer. So I feel very blessed indeed.
So beautifully said, Shreya Ji. So on that note, many aspiring singers admire your vocal range and the emotive performances. Especially now you're touring can be physically demanding, right? And what are some of your rituals or practices that you follow to stay energized and maintain your vocal health while you're on the road?
That's such a lovely question. I mean, it is quite an essential part of, it's a very individualistic approach, to be very honest. I cannot prescribe what I do, but I feel for somebody like me, where I feel my voice, although I do sing a lot, constantly my vocals need a lot of exercising, and it's quite demanding that way. So what I really, try to, squeeze out of all this hectic schedule is a good sleep, trying to keep a, balanced, food, diet, etc. Along with, apart from the rest, I think a little bit of vocal exercises are also required. But mainly I feel it's the vocal rest which is required at the stage when I'm constantly singing. So I feel that, whatever time I get, I try to get some good night's sleep, a long 8 hours sleep, which is very rare. It doesn't happen, but if I do, I completely exploit that time, and to get some sleep, along with that some vocal rest, mainly that. And then I think your mental health is also extremely important, so I try to stay positive. I watch, I think good things, happy things, because I feel I'm a very sensitive person, so any kind of negative information or negative thoughts really bog me down. So and it affects my energy very, very vastly. So these are the simple things, and there's nothing else. To be honest, I don't do all those, extreme gargles or honey, and people do all of that, but I don't. I don't have those rituals.
Thank you for so much very honest answer, I'm Shreya Ji. And you mentioned that you take care of your diet to make sure that you're having enough rest and food on time.
That's key.
Yeah. So traveling all these places, I mean, you must have done tours in your past as well. So traveling to different places will also expose you to various cuisines, right? So is there any particular dish that you have discovered and got into your favorite list?
There has been so many such instances. Like every place that I go to, whether within India or different states, I still discover new cuisines. Sometimes I feel it's just home food from friends. I feel that's where I get actually the exposure to different cuisines and the delicacies. But apart from that, I think whenever I've traveled to any country, I've tried to taste the local food. And for example, I went to Austria. I absolutely enjoyed all the dairy cheeses, and something about their dairy is so yummy that I really enjoyed while I was there. Where I've gone to Southeast Asia, I always indulge in the local cuisines because I just love Asian food in all. I feel puri dunya ghum liya, but I think Indian food and then Asian food, this comes top. I somehow prefer that kind of taste, spices, and I like spicy food. I can't help it.
I totally agree with you.
There are too many such favorites, so I keep exploring and trying new things. Of course, I'm not very into all different kinds of meats that way. So I prefer to stay like close to the vegetarian or seafood. So that's where I do all my exploration. But I feel wherever Indians have traveled and whichever country there have been Indian influences, the food has been great. So wherever I've gone, for example, I just recently went to Mauritius. So the mix of French food along with the Indian cuisine, so that's a Creole cuisine, which is so interesting and so yummy. Whereas when you go to Malaysia, for example, you get the mix of turmeric to all the different Asian, condiments like pandan leaves but there's a lot of use of turmeric and curry influences along with all the Asian things. So I think it's just lovely mix of spices wherever Indian, people have traveled over the years. We have made a vast difference in the way people eat their food, I feel.
Thank you so much for sharing that information, Shreya Ji. Shreya Ji, many fans look up to you as a role model. And is there any message or advice you would like to impart to aspiring singers who dream of following in your footsteps?
I genuinely feel that there is abundance of talent amongst our generation, and wherever, in different corners. I mean, so many times there are a lot of singers who do not take the plunge, and then they don't want to take that little risk that one has to take to, somehow follow their passion. I feel it takes a little guts if you believe that you are a good voice, and if you're training properly, and if you've got a good guru, today the times have changed. Even if you don't get a physical guruji in your area, I think YouTube, and there are so many online ways to connect to good teachers. It's still that is an option today to avail. So do not stop learning. Learning is so important. I keep seeing a lot of singers everywhere. Trust me. Right now we just finished auditions of Indian Idol, the new season, and every time a good singer comes up and we ask one or two questions and we know why that singer is sounding good, because they have had a good training. Apart from a God's gift, the training is very important, and to practice and be thorough with devotion is very important. And then I think if you are good and if you've got the right mentoring and in the sense the judgment part of it, whether you are that good to take that plunge into that field full-heartedly, that is also very important. So try to assess your talent from good gurus or people who really know music, not just your friends and family, but from people who really mean something and they know what is good and not good. So once you get that kind of confidence, I feel one should really follow their passion and their heart and take that little bit of a risk. It takes, of course, it's not always easy. Nothing comes easy in life. So there will be a lot of hard work. There will be a lot of hurdles. But if you stay true and don't give up, it will give you the fruits of, your labor. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much for your valuable suggestion for our future generations, Shreya Ji. And you also have a worldwide fans admiring you, not only for your voice, but also for your stage presence. So keeping tomorrow's concert in my mind, what are your approach of creating a captivating live performance, and how do you connect with your audience?
I am a very spontaneous kind of a person in general. So although I have a very specific set list for each city, and I know what will work for a particular city when I come to, because over the years of having performed so many times in different cities, now I've understood the taste of audiences. So keeping that in mind, I'm always very open to the feedback from audience. So I'm always looking forward to interaction, and I feed off the energy of the audience. So I really like to have my audiences stay involved in the performance, them singing, them also demanding, them going crazy, and that is the fun part of being on the stage. So that's how I like to keep my performances very, it's something to remember this night by. So whenever an audience member comes, he or she has really devoted the whole day probably to come for this concert. They get ready, they are mentally prepared for it, and they're excited for it, then stay in the concert for so many hours. And so when they go home, they should feel that, wow, there was so much that happened, and I want that experience for an audience always. So I hope that tomorrow when everyone comes, there is a very long set list made for Raleigh, and there's a lot of variety of music. So this tour is also called All Hearts Tour. So it's truly from my heart to your heart. Dil se dil tak ki awaaz hai ye. And the journey of more than 20 years now in the industry has been so beautiful, with so many amazing songs, so many collaborations, so many milestones. So I want to share everything in tomorrow's concert.
concert. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Shreya Ji. And I am a big fan of you, and you must have known that there are a lot of other fans out there. So especially for tomorrow's concert, are you planning to sing in any different languages?
Oh yes,
Or
I heard that there will be a lot of Telugu audiences, so
yes.
I'm kind of prepared for it. So I try to understand from my promoters that what is the who all are coming to my concert. So with all that information in mind, I already have a little bit of some stuff prepared. And apart from that, I'm really looking for, so if there are people in the audience and they are really looking forward to something and please shout out, and I will definitely try to keep your request, and I'll do something for you for sure. But that apart, don't worry, there's a lot that's happening, and there won't be anybody who goes home disappointed.
So there must be a lot of surprises tomorrow for our audience of Raleigh Durham.
Indeed, absolutely.
Shreya Ji, last but not least, one last question is, your music has definitely touched the hearts of the fans, not just here, worldwide. Is there any specific message or an emotion you hope your music can convey to our listeners or your listeners?
Oh, that's so sweet. I really feel that music is, a God-sent ointment for healing all the problems that human beings go through in everyday life. Small problems, big problems, problems of an individual to communal problem to political problem, say whatever. The world really goes through a lot of tough challenges day to day. But I think in all of that struggle, there are so many beautiful moments in our lives, and music kind of expresses those, it gives you the lens to see the world with an eye of somebody who really should be grateful about this life that it is. There are so many beautiful moments of our lives, small, big joys that we need to celebrate, and music lets you do that and express that. So I feel my continuous effort is to bring that joy and keep people feeling that, keep people connected to the beautiful, emotions of life that one has. Everything is important, all the ups and downs, good moments, love, for your family, for your parents, to your siblings, to your loved ones, to, heartbreaks and everything that one goes through is an important part of a journey of somebody's life. So I think music lets you stay very connected to your heart and does not burden, it tries to heal the burden that one goes through day to day from all the negative news that happens around you. So I feel it's the greatest vehicle to move ahead in life with purpose. I think music lets you do that. So that's my job. I feel in a way to keep people happy and give them some sense of purpose and sense of achievement or just celebration. I think that's what music is, and I hope to do that with my songs.
And definitely it's a celebration tomorrow, and I'm sure that every single person going home will be filled with a lot of joy and happiness after listening to your voice.
Thank you so much. I hope to do that. Yes, indeed.
And Shreya Ji, thank you so much for joining Radio Nyra, and it's been an honor to talking to you today.
My pleasure too.
Wishing you all the very best for tomorrow's concert.
Thank you so much.